channel. So today I thought I would give you guys a bit of an update. So baby boy is now 4 weeks old, so I thought I'd do a 4-week baby update and also a postpartum update as well. So I'll start off with myself. If you're new around here, my name is Wendy and I am now a mum of 2. I have a 4-year-old, which is my daughter Rose, and then I also have a 4-week-old, which is my son Logan. So if you're new here, hello. I like to post videos weekly basis, just about motherhood, lifestyle, cleaning, organising. So if you like that sort of content, then please stick around and subscribe. I'm doing really well. I'm starting to feel back to normal. My energy levels are still a little bit low. I am still on iron tablets because I was anemic when I was obviously pregnant with Logan, and I have been told to keep on the tablets, the iron tablets, for a while afterwards. So I'm still on my iron tablets because my energy is still low. Other than that, my body is recovering really well, and I'm starting to feel a little bit more normal. I can actually fit back into my jeans. If you guys watched me before I was pregnant, you know I absolutely live in jeans. So I'm so happy to finally be back in my jeans because I just feel most comfortable when I'm wearing jeans. I'm not a fan of wearing leggings, but obviously needs must and you have to be comfortable. Mentally, I'm doing okay. I've been up and down, as you guys obviously heard in the last video that I did, which was the birth story. If you've not seen the birth story, I will link it down below if you want to go check it out. But I have been speaking to the midwives, and they have actually referred me to the mental health team. So I have had my assessment with them, and I will find out next week on if there's anything that they recommend, any sort of medication or whatnot. They're not overly concerned, but obviously they wanted to do an assessment anyway, just to see obviously where I'm at, and to try and see if they can help me with my anxiety, with the worries that I have, and just ways to help me cope and help me just feel better mentally and better be myself, I suppose. So we'll find out what they say next week. I am trying to be open and honest. I'm trying to communicate, and that's really helping, just being open about the whole situation. When I had postnatal depression with Rose 4 years ago, I very much didn't speak to anyone about it. I didn't open up, I suppose. I was very much went inwards, so I'm finding it really helpful talking and being open about the situation and how I'm feeling. So like I said, I've had good days and I've had bad days. I'm making sure obviously that I'm trying to look after myself. I'm trying to take regular baths and showers and read books, so I'm still going to continue that, and obviously if they can help me as well, then that's only a good thing. I'm also really happy with my tummy. I'm happy with how it's recovering. I'm feeling like I've sort of gone back to my normal weight. I'm very lucky. Like I said, I could fit into my old jeans, which is absolutely amazing. So I'm really happy with that. I do have to say though, going from 1 kid to 2 kids is really hard work. I actually think it's harder than going from 0 to 1. Just the whole dynamic, and obviously trying to make sure that you're giving both kids attention. I'm certainly really struggling with that. I want to obviously give Rose attention. Obviously she's used to playing with me, but I can't play with her as much. So it's certainly something that I'm really working hard on, trying to make sure that both kids have got my attention. But obviously also Logan needs more of my attention because he's obviously so tiny, he can't do anything himself. So I'm really struggling with that. So if you guys have got any tips with handling 2 kids, then please leave a comment below, because I'm trying so hard to make sure that they're both feeling loved and I've got enough attention for both of them. And I feel really guilty that obviously I can't play with Rose as much, and do the things that we used to do. So see, everything's just changed. We've gone from 3 people in this house to 4 people. There's so much more laundry, so much more, you know, washing up with all the bottles and stuff. So definitely finding the whole dynamic a little bit tricky, trying to get used to it, trying to get back into a new routine. Obviously our old routine doesn't work anymore. So trying to get into a new routine. Now we're a family of 4, but overall we're doing really well. Baby boy is doing fantastic as well, so do a little bit of an update with him. So he was born weighing 7 pounds and 2 ounces. Then on day 3 he dropped down to 6 pounds and 13 ounces, which is really normal for them to drop weight a little bit on their first weighing session. Then on day 5, he actually lost another ounce. So he went down to 6 pounds and 12 ounces. So they were a little bit like, he shouldn't be losing more weight. At this point, he needs to now start gaining weight. So we were looking at obviously how we're feeding him and how much he's taking. So he did start off not taking the bottle too well. So we are formula feeding Logan. We are gone with the Cow and Gate formula milk. And we found at first he just wasn't drinking a lot. So obviously we spoke to the midwife about that, and they gave us some tips and techniques, basically just holding him a little bit more upright, and then holding the bottle at more like a 90-degree angle, just to help him have more control of his milk rather than it sort of guzzling all to the back of his throat. That has helped absolutely wonders. We did that pretty much straight away from when she told us, and he takes the bottle so much better now. So on day 7 he was re-weighed because obviously they wanted to make sure he was starting to gain weight, and he went straight to 7 pounds, so he gained a little bit of weight, which was great news. Then on day 11 he was weighed again, and he was 7 pounds and 5 ounces, so again he gained even more weight, which is just fantastic. And then he was weighed at 3 weeks, and he weighed 9 pounds exactly. So he's just gaining more and more weight, which is absolutely fantastic. And you can actually feel that he's gaining more weight. He is so heavy on the arm because we have to hold him more upright position. Honestly, he just is so heavy on my arm. I'm not very strong up here anyway. My arms have always been weak. I've always been stronger in my legs than I have my wrists and my arms. So I certainly feel the strain as I'm feeding him. But it's fantastic that he's gaining weight, and he's, like I said, he's feeding even better now. He brings up a little bit sometimes, but not very often, whereas Rose had colic and reflux, so honestly it was just a complete disaster. So he is so much better than Rose was with milk, and the fact that he's obviously taking on average about sort of 90 ml every single feed, which is absolutely great. The only thing he does struggle with is pooing. He's really struggling downwards, is very constipated, he grunts a lot, so we do have that sort of problem. He's going maybe a day, 2 days without pooing, and then he will poo, so we're trying to help him with that. But apparently it's quite common with formula fed babies, so he does grunt a lot, especially after a feed. But like I said, we're just trying to help him do the bicycle movements with the legs, massaging the tummy. We have been told obviously tummy time is really good for that as well, so we're starting to do that more and more. We also have given him a dummy, so he likes to eat his hand a lot, and I do not want him to find his thumb. I'd rather him have a dummy than his thumb. It was the exact same with Rose. Rose had a dummy, and then obviously we just got rid of it at a certain point. I think she might have been 2 when we got rid of it, and I'm going to do the same with Logan. So he has a slightly different dummy to what Rose had. Rose just had the standard one, but with Logan we've actually gone for a slightly different one, which is this one here. So I have never had one of these ones before. So this is actually a Tommy Tippy brand. It's still anyway. Our other ones were Tommy Tippy, but he just didn't like the normal ones, whereas these ones he seems to like a little bit more. These ones are really good with regards to the transition between the bottle and then the dummy. It's very, very similar. So he's really enjoying these. He's liking these. I will link these down below if you guys are struggling with dummies, because that seems to be working wonders. He does still sleep a lot, so he's not awake for very much of the day. I find that he sleeps majority of the time, unless obviously he wants food. He sometimes will lay there for maybe 10 minutes with his eyes open, just relaxing, with no fuss, but then he soon gets very, very fussy. He loves being held, he loves having cuddles. Of course I love giving him cuddles, but I'm really trying to be conscious of putting him down and trying to get him to self-soothe a bit. I didn't do that with Rose, and I feel like that's where I went wrong, because Rose just didn't sleep until she was 1, so the whole of her first year it was, yeah, I was pretty much sleep deprived. We lived on this sofa here, we weren't upstairs because obviously Daddy was working, so it was an absolute disaster. Whereas with Logan, I'm trying to be a little bit more mindful of trying to get him to settle a bit more, so that he sleeps. I mean, he sleeps so much better than Rose ever did. On average, he goes about 2.5 hours at night time in between feeds, so it's not too bad. So I'm getting about 4 hours on average of sleep, and like I said, he just sleep during the day as well. So when he's sleeping, I'm trying to get housework done when Rose is at nursery, and then when Rose is here, I'm trying to give her some attention as well. Last week it was half term here in the UK, so that was just, it was the first week where Daddy was back at work. It was the first week I had Rose the entire week, and obviously it was then the first week I had both of them. So it was a bit of a learning curve. There was probably a little bit too much TV being watched that week. But as we've sort of gone into this week, the second week of sort of being on my own, it's been a little bit easier because Rose has been back at nursery. So the days that she's at nursery, I'm able to catch up on the washing and hoover the house and do housework. So then that means that when I have her again, sort of the 2 days she doesn't go to nursery and I've got the 2 of them, I can actually give her some time and attention while Logan is sleeping, which is really good. So I'm hoping that's going to work out a bit better. Rose is enjoying the fact that she's back at school anyway. I think she was getting a bit bored, bless her. But she is so besotted with her brother. Even now, she absolutely loves him, loves giving him cuddles, wants to pick him up the entire time. It's quite cute actually. When we put her to bed, we do obviously a story before bed. And we put Logan in her bed with her, and they're cuddling while we're reading the story. So it's really sweet. She absolutely loves him, and honestly, she's always hugging him and always making sure that he's okay. And she'll come home and she'll be like, "Oh, I need to see baby Logan." So she'll go see baby Logan, and it's really, really sweet. Well, you know, she's so cute, bless her. She's happy that he's here. You know, there's no resentment, or she's not sort of said once, you know, can he go back yet? She is just honestly loves him to pieces, wants to help out with all the feeds and the nappy changes, which is honestly, it really is great, it really is. But yeah, that is it. That is our update. We are all doing really, really well. We're just obviously trying to find a new balance, a new way of life, a new schedule, as you do obviously when you're adding a little one to the family. But we're all doing well, which is the main thing, and Rose and Logan are both very, very happy children, which is what we like. And the fact that Logan is just gaining weight now, you know, it's not going to be long before he starts being awake more in the day and being a bit more curious. So I'm looking forward to that stage. And then Rose is going to be starting school in literally a few months. So we've got that as well. So I will be back here with another update for you guys. But thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. If you did like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. And we'll see you next time. Bye guys.